Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of Connected with Krissy. Today it's just going to be me, your host, Krissy Vaine, and I am going to break down the week for you. We've got a full moon coming up next week in Leo and Aquarius, and there's a lot of heaviness, there's a lot of shadows being brought to the surface, so we're going to talk about all that today. I am shooting today purposely outside because I have been channeling sunflower energy the last few weeks. So you can see behind me, my neighbor has the most beautiful garden and the most beautiful sunflowers. I have on my sunflower dress. So I just kind of want to explain that for you guys. So the Connected with Krissy that just launched a few days ago, I met with White Wolf Mystic Caroline Peters, and she really sort of busted open some shadows for me. She brought some things to the forefront that I was, I think, aware of in my deep subconscious, but I did not realize quite how much it was hindering me. So we talk about shadows and we talk about healing them and bringing them to the surface so that they can transmute, so that you can become the best version of yourself. That being said, I am trying very hard to break some conditioning about not being able to be big and tall and strong and powerful, and being a woman, so I have to, be softer and quieter, not being able to, be the star that I truly am. I have a Leo North Node. You guys, if you don't know your North Node, it's very, very, very important, because that's your dharma and that's your life path. So I highly suggest you use a natal chart calculator to find that out if you don't want to go see a professional astrologer. But go see a professional astrologer. It's worth every penny, because right now, had I had this information 10 years ago, I could have transmuted it 10 years ago, rather than it laying so deep and laying so dormant that I did not know what to do with it or how to transmute it. So, that being said, the visions of the sunflowers. So if you guys are a regular who watches this show, you saw that in my interview with Rachel, when she did some sound healing, Rachel from Soul Radiance, when she started doing sound healing, I immediately got visions of sunflowers. And a lot of my Instagram videos and a lot of my Instagram photos lately, I have been drawn to yellow. And I have several sunflower dresses, and probably going to order more, honestly, because here's the energy. Sunflowers grow in harsh conditions. They only need to be watered a whole lot in the beginning, and then they take care of themselves. Sunflowers also grow towards the sun, so towards the light. So that is what we are all being asked to be, sunflowers right now. There is so much darkness in the world, and yes, it is coming up so that we can, watch it, look at it, do what we need to do, and transmute it. Sunflowers take care of themselves. So many of us are looking outward for potentially someone to take care of our emotional needs, someone to take care of our physical needs, someone to take care of us mentally, and we have that power within ourselves. I have really fallen trapped to this over the years, looking for happiness in other people, looking for validation in other people, but that's just not the way to do it. It's like looking at an empty cup. Like, if your cup is not full, then there is no way that you can be with another, friendships, relationships, family relationships, unless you work on yourself. So the visions right now for the sunflowers, so that we can come into our full selves, come into who we are, come into beautiful light beings, because there's also a huge shift in consciousness going on right now. The timelines, which you heard me talk about with Caroline last week, Caroline White Wolf Mystic, the timelines are being completely polarized and split right down the middle now. 3D chaos, 5D coherence. So right now we're getting a choice to choose our timeline, and it's very, very, very important you choose to stay in the lightness and the brightness. Again, are we going to see a lot of dark in the coming weeks? Especially Mars enters Aries very, very soon and is going to stay there for 6 months. Aries is the sign of warfare. It's going to get even tougher, and I think that we're seeing it this week. I took myself off of Facebook again this morning because I was tired of seeing people fighting over the doctor video, whether the doctor video is real, whether the doctor video is not. But actually seeing the way that people are talking to each other was disgusting. Like, who cares what your opinion is? Like, this is a time we need to be pulling together and helping lift each other up. And, you know, one of my girlfriend's grandfathers died of COVID, so I'm not going to come at her in a way that is not compassionate and caring. And we don't know what people are going through in their lives. So to be starting like this again with the Aries and Mars, like we're like kind of having like this warfare within not just ourselves, but really it is ourselves, and we're just kind of projecting it onto other people. So we have to learn to fight our own wars within ourselves. Don't project that onto other people. It's really, really gross what I saw last night, and I just had to remove myself from it completely. It's just a platform that, yes, it's doing a whole lot of good, but it's also just a place for people to, you know, share their opinions and to try to push their opinions. This goes for both sides. Like, you know, you've got a lot of the conspiracy theorists are trying to push their opinions on people, and then you've got the people who are like, oh, this is 100% real, it's killing hundreds of thousands of people. Then you've got those people trying to push their thoughts and beliefs on other people, and really we should all just be neutral, because I have a feeling that we are all being duped in a way, and that we're not going to find out maybe for 6 months, 8 months, a year from now that nobody's being told the truth, and there's actually little bits of lies in all of this. So it's really, really important, in my opinion, to stay in your lane right now. Do not project your opinion onto other people. Do not watch your words and your actions, like how you treat people. Like, if somebody is comfortable and wants me to wear a mask, I'm gonna wear a mask, like, just to make them feel okay, like, or vice versa. Like, we need to be kind to each other right now. It's very, very, very important. Stay neutral, be kind. You can have your thoughts and opinions like in your head, but the more projecting of like the shadows that we put out into the world, the less good it's doing any of us. Like, we're trying to transmute the shadows right now. So staying in that low, low vibrational energy. And again, this is not about opinions. This is not about my opinion. This is not about Joe Blow's opinion. This is about staying in a vibration where you can create your new world. So the visions of sunflowers are big, strong, powerful, and beautiful. As you can see behind me, they are the most beautiful, big, bold flower in the garden. That is what this energy is calling of you, is calling of me, to be our most biggest, our most beautiful. It ain't cute to argue. It ain't cute to get online and be mean to people. We have to be kind, and we have to respect our fellow human, and we have to learn to love each other in a way that will uplift this planet. So I think that that's a reason why the sunflowers are being brought to my attention. I keep hitting my mic because I'm not used to it being over here. That the sunflowers are being brought to my attention. They face the sun at all times. They stand for freedom and liberation. They withstand a dry climate and most soil types. We have to become sunflowers, because our climate, quote unquote, the world we are living in, is changing so fast and so deeply and so vastly. We better learn to be adaptable, or we're going to get caught in some chaos that we don't want to. I feel actually really bad, but I'm just going to get on here and share my truth. My life has been fucking amazing the last 4 months. Like, I feel awful saying that, because I know that there's a lot of people that are living in chaos right now, but I protect my mind, I protect my body, I protect my spirit. And I'm not saying that there's not going to ever be chaos, but we can protect ourselves with a lot of these things by protecting our mind, protecting what we're putting in, limiting our time on social media, limiting our time, reading the arguments and stuff. Like, I was on Facebook about an hour and a half last night, and I said, okay, that's enough. Delete. So we have to protect our energetic fields right now. So strong, powerful, beautiful. Wear your makeup, wear your big, huge eyelashes, wear your dresses and clothes that make you feel beautiful. It's also Leo season. So Leos are the kings and queens of their castle. They believe in luxury. So it's also a time to treat yourself, and then my Capricorn is jumping in here, but treat yourself in a way that it makes you feel good. So go get a beauty treatment, go get a pedicure, go get a massage. Treat yourself with that Leo king queen energy, because then you're going to manifest that into the world. Leos are sunshine. They are ruled by the sun. So we're going into Leo season. All my Leos have birthdays coming up. We're being asked to embrace our inner Leo. Specifically, if you have a lot of Leo in your chart, like I do, we are being asked to go into the sunshine. We are being asked to, transmute the darkness. I also have a lot of Scorpio in my chart, so I have a lot of darkness as well that I am constantly working really, really hard to transmute. Now, do I allow that darkness? Yes, I do, because she's there. That's who she is. I am not a happy-go-lucky, non-pessimistic all of the time. I will admit that. But happiness and joy is a practice. So you can really take care of your health, you can take care of your well-being, you can take care of your mental state right now by doing a few of the things that I just mentioned. The sunflower bud also looks like a star before it actually blooms, which is another amazing thing that I saw when I was researching this. Once they begin to grow, and this goes the same for humans, so you water a sunflower a ton in the beginning, and then she just fucking grows, and she expands and blooms, and look how big and beautiful she gets. This is the human too. We're being asked to water ourselves right now. Self-care. Take care of yourself. Read books. Take the quiet time. Go on the nature walks. This is really a time where we don't want to let our minds and our emotional bodies get attacked, because it's happening very, very, very easily right now. It's going to get worse in the coming months with Mars going into Aries and staying there for 6 months, because Aries is the warrior. They like to fight. So stay out of the bullshit. If you can stay out of the bullshit and stay in your own lane, you're going to be much, much better off. This is also a time of working on our solar plexus. So your solar plexus is right here. It is your third chakra, and it is responsible for who am I? What am I here to do? What is your I am into the world? That's what the solar plexus does. She's bright yellow into a little bit of orange when she's really, really strong. But that solar plexus energy is calling to you right now. We're in Leo season. I'm getting the sunflower visions. That's all yellow energy. What are you being called into? What is your I am? What does that soul feel inside of you that you are supposed to be bringing in? Now is the time for the reset. Now is the time to start over if you want to. I see a lot of people going to school. I see a lot of people doing things like what I'm doing and starting YouTubes. Now is the time. It's the great reset. We've never had a chance like this in history. So if you're staying stagnant and you're staying the same, it's doing you absolutely no good. Your solar plexus, your I am, and I always think of the solar plexus like the Care Bear. Who did that Care Bear project into the world that they are? It also it's your power radiating into the world. It's also your expression of will. So this is another thing, like where the awareness is really good to have, because if you're aware, you can use that energy. So she's your willpower, she's your manifestation. Here's something about manifestation though. You want to only manifest what's divine. So people asked me last year when I came back to wrestling and when I started wrestling again, they said, well, what are your plans? What do you want to do? And I said, I don't have any plans. I just will see what manifests itself, because I don't do that anymore. Because we can manifest with our will, but if we manifest with just our will, then we're often not lining up with what is divinely guided, and we may miss that, and we may mess with our karma a little bit, or even other people's karma. So when you're trying to manifest, when you're working with this I am solar plexus chakra, you want to make sure that your prayer states, I want to manifest this, with this person or someone like them. If you see qualities in someone that you really like, but maybe they're like out of the picture or not possible or whatever, like I want to manifest, person, place, or thing like this, but divinely guided. I'm not attached to the outcome. Because if you say that mantra or you say that prayer, you will always line up with things, and then the drama and then the toxicity and the things not working out as you had planned will fall away naturally. It's very, very, very important that when you're manifesting, and the solar plexus is it's the chakra of manifestation. It's that willpower. It's that I am. What am I going to bring into the world? You want to make sure that you stick to being divinely guided, and that's part of your prayer, and that's part of your mantra. So what I've been saying, and I've been saying this for years, I just say, God, Spirit, Universe, put me where I'm supposed to be. I think I might want to, so last week I said, I think I'm going to start modeling again. I love modeling. I learned, that in a Leo North node, I'm never supposed to have like a quote unquote typical job. When I settle is when it kills my soul. So I'm really trying to like come into that Leo, okay with being the star energy. And so I said, well, I love modeling. I love modeling on TV. That's really a job that I enjoy. Plus, I'm really loving the YouTubes. So it's a flexible independent contractor type gig. So I said, put me where I'm supposed to be with modeling. So I reached out to a few of my old contacts, and I just said, hey guys, like I'm around, I'm not working full time anymore. And I'd really like to start. Within like a week, I had booked 4 jobs. But I wasn't attached to what they were and how they became. So again, the divine guidance, it will put you where it's supposed to be. And the timing may not be on your timing. So just watch yourself and watch your manifestations with that. Solar plexus means lustrous gem. So we're all being asked to like channel our lustrous gem. I love citrine. You can actually, I have a citrine water bottle with a citrine down in the bottle where I'll make gemstone water and I'll drink it, because that's the power. That gemstone in particular, citrine, works really, really, really well with the solar plexus, and that's something that I'm trying to strengthen right now because of conditioning, because I was told, oh, you'll never be anything but normal. Oh, don't try to be anything extra. Oh, you're not special. You're just, a regular girl from North Carolina. No, fuck that. I am very special. I'm very extra. I'm drinking my citrine water, and I'm wearing my amethyst amulet. And I've got that on a long chain specifically because amethyst is third eye. So what I'm right now working on, and I'll link this too for you guys, what I'm working on right now is connecting the third eye, which is intuition. Amethyst connects with the third eye, but she also connects with the solar plexus. So if you connect your third eye with your solar plexus, then you're only walking in divine guidance and intuition, and that type of energy, which is always the energy that I try to walk on or walk in. I had gotten really good at this a few years ago, before I had my little boy. And then I had my little boy, and it brought up all these like insane shadows of like, oh, I need to be this way or I need to be that way. I have to be more responsible, when I had been playing for like the last 10 years of my life and making a great living, like just playing and having fun. And I was just had amazing opportunities come up. And then after I had him, I went into like this fear-based, like, oh no, I need to get a job with a steady income. Modeling and entertainment is not steady. No, fuck that. You got a life, and you got like things that you got to do, and things that are in your like soul's path. And if you don't listen to that, the last year and a half of my life until this pandemic happened, the last year and a half of my life, I was like soul sucked because I had stopped doing everything that I love doing, being on television, entertaining. I hadn't modeled. I was modeling just a teeny tiny little bit, but is this eyelash? It's not coming off. Okay, no, it still looks really good. Yeah, so good. I'm gonna link those too. So yeah, it is just, it's really, really important we listen to those callings of the soul. And not everybody's like me. Not everybody's got a Leo North Node. They're not supposed to be front and center. They're not supposed to be super extra. They have their own things that they have to figure out. So I highly, highly suggest during this time that you guys do, practice self-awareness. Learn what makes you tick. See someone who does cards, or an angel reader, or an astrologer. I work with people doing coaching and healing and things to get them into their path. Caroline, White Wolf Mystic, does the same. So does Rachel from Soul Radiance. Those are 3 people just on my channel alone who, if that person calls to you, maybe they can help you step into your path. I did not do this on my own. I had a lot of help. I continue to have a lot of help through the years, but I worked with certain teachers in the beginning. So I had a shaman who was very, very integral in my first year or two. Actually, it was longer than that, because I would even work with him remotely when I was here in Florida. Integral to my growth, integral for me to have these like meetings and healing sessions. We did a lot of light body activation, integral for my growth. So find someone to help you. And I'm not saying it's going to be me. I'm not saying it's going to be Rachel. I'm not saying it's going to be Caroline, people that I've had on this channel, but find someone if you feel called to that, and like get a mentor, like get somebody who's like done this before and is practicing this for years. Like find your tribe and move towards it. Let's see what else on the solar. Oh, this is a good one on the solar plexus. So another thing that the solar plexus controls is taking responsibility. So a huge part of spiritual growth and a huge part of this whole journey is taking ourselves out of victimization. So yeah, we can say like, oh, I was bullied when I was a kid, oh, my mom didn't like me, oh, my dad didn't like me. But guess what? On a soul level, we signed up for these experiences. So it's important that you take yourself out of victimization. People that stay in victimization stay stagnant. They don't grow, they don't go anywhere, they don't get any better. You have got to take responsibility for the things that have happened to you in this life and look in the mirror. So I didn't have the best relationship with my mom growing up. She kind of didn't really support me in a lot of ways. I love her. I send love to her just like she does me. We still don't see eye to eye on a lot of stuff, but that's okay. Everybody's cordial and cool. But I stayed in victimization for so long over that experience. Like, oh, I didn't have this opportunity because I didn't have the correct, like I came from a blue collar family. They didn't know how to be in billion-dollar wrestling companies. They didn't know how to be on multi-million-dollar TV networks. Well, no, but guess what? On a soul level, I chose that. And so for me, the reason why I think that we had the difficult relationship that we had is because I think that I really wanted to be a woman's empowerer. And if I had, if my mom was like a woman's empowerer, it wouldn't be so like important to me. Like if she had like instilled all that in me, it wouldn't be like my path to walk because I wouldn't have gone through it. But because I've gone through that lack of support and gone through that sort of just figure it out on your own kind of thing, I am now like a huge proponent of women's empowerment. Go women, almost honestly to the detriment of men. Like bless your hearts, those of you that know me, but I actually much prefer women's empowerment and kind of like going in that direction with my healing work. I love my guys too, but I love like making my women feel like that they can do anything. So part of balancing the solar plexus is taking ourselves out of that victimization. The shit that happened to you and the things that happened to you, it sucks. Fucking sucks. I know it sucks. Yeah, it sucks. But why? Like when you really think about like why did that happen to you? Like really, really like sit with that heart and say, like on a soul level, what did I want to learn from that? And you'll get an answer. Oh, you'll get an inkling of an answer, and then it'll show up a little more, and then it'll show up a little more, and then it'll show up a little more. So guys, take yourself out of the victim mentality. It's very, very, very important. Again, Miss Pessimistic right here. This is a constant like thing to a lot of my houses in Scorpio. Like this is Queen of Darkness. This is a lot of things that I have to deal with too. So I am teaching what I too am trying to practice and stay in 100%. I am not perfect by any means, and I'll be the first one to say it. I've got, a plethora of things that I've screwed up on or haven't done correctly or, whatever, but I get better and better every day, every month, every week. And so that's just why I want to share this information with you guys. It's also your independence. So I talked about earlier, I have been a codependent person in my life. I'm working really hard right now on not being so codependent. That's actually one of my huge lessons in life. And so my chart, which is crazy because I learned this from Caroline, my chart clearly states that I'm going to be constantly disappointed by people not kind of jumping on my next adventure with me. Huge part of my life path is learning to jump on my adventure all to myself. That's why I started doing these YouTube videos, actually not always with someone, because I'm breaking out of like that shadow of always having to have someone here with me. I don't always got to have somebody here with me. I can perfectly sit here and talk to you guys all by myself on Connected with Krissy. Also, so one of my things, I'm going to just go here for a second. One of my things that I am hugely trying to manifest right now, because I hate hotels, but I love adventures, is a RV. I imagine myself like kind of traveling around and doing these things, but in an RV. So please please subscribe, please comment, please share my videos if they resonate with you, because if I can get monetized, then I can start making some monies, and then I can get myself an RV and I can go on the road and take this like spiritual soul adventure on the road a little bit, which is a huge part of my plan. So if you guys could help me, my solar plexus is asking you, like, can you help me manifest this by liking, sharing, commenting, spreading the word on what we're doing here. And again, I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. I don't care to be. I don't want to be. In my 20s, I wanted to be. I don't care now. My tribe will find me, and I'm completely comfortable with that. Is some shit gonna hurt my feelings maybe that I read on the internet? Yeah, it used to hurt my feelings when I was a big time wrestler and I would read things that people would say, but I was the one out there doing, and they were not. They were the keyboard warriors at home. So that being said, if you like me, subscribe. So it's solar plexus also governs needing to control. I actually feel like that I've done well with this in the past 10 years. In my early 20s, I had to like control everything. I said if I wasn't like, if I hadn't made it in wrestling by the time I was 25, that I was a failure and I was this and that. And then I really, by putting these expectations on myself, set myself up for huge failure, like massive, huge. So we need to let go of our need to control. Again, I go to that prayer of, first of all, you got to rest to manifest. So you got to be grounded and rested to like manifest in the way that we need to in this world. But you also have, again, go back to the prayer of like divinely guided. Like, yes, I want to manifest this. Yes, I want to do this. But make sure it's divinely guided, because I ain't trying to mess up with my karma. I ain't trying to have no drama come my way. So make sure that that person, place, thing that you want to manifest is divinely guided. So, okay, RV, divinely guided. Make sure guides, spirits, helpers, light team that works with me, like that's setting all this up, make sure it's divinely guided. And so you guys do the same. I just talk to them out loud in front of you. I do this all day long, every day. I say, hey guys, I need some help. You can talk to your light team, you can talk to your angels, you can talk to your guides, ask them for help. We live in free will. They don't help unless they're asked, unless it's a life or death thing. I'm just gonna sit and breathe. Those sunflowers back there are so stinking pretty, and I'm so happy to be outside shooting this. I'm under a tree. It's just, I'm like, we're on the water. It's just freaking beautiful. And so hopefully you guys will like seeing like the beautiful scenery. It's a little bit hot, but worth it. My eyelash might be melting off, but who cares? So imbalances in your solar plexus chakra will also show up as too obsessed with details, too obsessed with perfection. So granted, we want to do things well, and we want to do them at 100%, but we want to do them at 100% of where we are in that day, that space, that hour, that minute. Your 100% on Thursday may be your 40% on Monday. So don't be too hard on yourself. Your 100% each day is different. Don't obsess and don't not do things. I started this YouTube channel because I was like, fuck it. I was like, I'm going to do it. People, I've been hearing this calling for years. I also have had a lot of people say to me, like, gosh, you're a great talker. You should have your own, like, show. And I'm like, well, how's that going to happen? Well, goddamn, the internet came along and look, we can have our own show. Fucking amazing. So I'm sassy today. I get sassy around the full moon. You'll notice a difference in my, like, sometimes I'll be like a little bit more demure. Sometimes I'll be a little bit more sassy. I get sassy around the full moon. So I also want to talk about, so we went over needing to control. The opposite of like the control is extreme helplessness. So like, again, that victim mentality, we have to take ourselves out of that. Misuse of power is a huge one. With Mars going into Aries, the warriors, Aries are very, very powerful, but don't let that warrior energy like have you misusing your power. So like, ego check. Like, why are you arguing with that person on Facebook? Why are you arguing with that person on Instagram? I ain't arguing with nobody. I'm like, they can be where they're at. They'll walk in their lane. I'll walk in my lane. Not worth it. So be sure that you don't get caught in the Aries warfare energy here in the next, it's going to last 6 months. It's going to be a while. So be conscious of that. Oh, another solar plexus imbalance is too many ideas, no execution. So I have another Instagram account that started to get very popular a few years ago, and I happened to look at, but then I got pregnant, had a baby, took me out of that energy. It was a sassy account, took me out, and it's anonymous. So it took me out of that energy, and so I haven't looked at it in a few years. And again, I'm feeling a little sassy right now. So I was like, oh, I should look at that account and see what it's doing. It had like 300 to 400 likes on each photo, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, people like this shit. So I thought, well, maybe I'll like resurrect her. Maybe I'll bring her back again, and it's an anonymous account, so I can do it. It's fine. But I had to make sure that I mainstreamed my energy right now because it's a YouTube day. Wednesdays and Sundays for me are dedicated to YouTube and making sure I get a video up by 8 o'clock at night. So we have to really, especially somebody like me who has like vocation ADD, like I know it's always talk, it's always television, it's always, service and helping people. However, I'm like, oh, squirrel, sparkles, squirrel. So we have to like, really, really streamline our energy right now. So instead of like getting all caught up in that Instagram account, I stayed on the YouTube. The video will go up tonight. So we have to make choices to stay streamlined, and we also have to be aware of that. Okay, ways to balance your solar plexus chakra. I mentioned make my own gemstone water with citrine in a glass bottle. You can get yourself a raw stone, a tumbled stone. You can put it in a glass container, put it out in the moonlight, drink it the next morning, or you can take gemstone baths where you infuse that energy with the water. Water is very healing. Water also moves, it flows. So we flow into the energy a little bit better when we connect with the water. That's why I feel like I always have to be living close to the water or near the water, because I flow better. It keeps me grounded, it keeps me connected. Citrine is a very good gemstone to attract abundance as well. So our abundance is here too a lot, because it's in it's that I am, it's that what can I manifest energy. Amber is also a really great stone to activate that. You can also just lay the stones right on the little solar plexus area. Like you can, meditate, lay down, lay a stone right there. You can actually do that for each of the chakras. And then yellow sapphire is another good one. Gemstone water we went through. You can put it in the moonlight, or you can just drink it as is, or you can put it in your bath water. Essential oils, lemon and chamomile. I like both of those because they're both calming. Lemon when I'm trying to get going. Chamomile when I'm wanting to stay open and active, but not so overactive, because I can be a little like raw, like too much sort of go power energy. Sometimes I got to take it back. You can also eat colored foods that will heal and balance and help to bring that I am energy forth. So colored foods, you can do bananas, you can do lemons, you can do corn, you can do pears, you can do pumpkins, you can do carrots, and you can do squash. I have been obsessing over carrots lately. I've been eating carrots a month. I put them in my Ninja Foodie, which is the best invention ever made. It's like my favorite kitchen utensil I've ever. I can pressure cook carrots in like 7 or 8 minutes. I can air fry French fries in like 10 minutes. It's literally the best invention ever, especially if you're mostly vegetarian, or I think meat actually does pretty well in there too. I just haven't done that because I don't eat a lot of meat. That was like something that happened with me when I started doing all the light body activation and all that. Like I just didn't want those heavier, denser foods. Aldi has a bomb veggie burger with the brioche bread. So good. So there's a lot of things that happen to you when you start to get on this path, because they're just trying to infuse light, trying to infuse light, trying to infuse light. The lighter you are and the brighter you are, the more that you can pull into your existence. And we're supposed to be here to live a pretty fucking cool existence. So anybody who doesn't believe that, or is like not on that same timeline as me, I'm like, okay, I send you love, but from over here. So we have to watch ourselves with the people around us too. You can also add yellow to your home. I love a yellow wall or a sunflower painting or fresh sunflowers. So anywhere where you can add brightness and add that little bit of sunshine is going to be extremely helpful in the coming weeks and months, especially while we're in Leo season. I'm getting the visions of the sunflower, so that to me says that we need to step into our strength, step into our beauty, step into our power. Like, this is who we're supposed to be. This is who we came here to be. Like, who are you? And what did you come for? You came here to be a powerful fucking light being. Like, be that, step into that, one little baby step at a time. Yeah, so that's all I have. I just want you guys to understand that, like, I come from a really, like I said, I'm not an optimist by nature. I am not a person who is like, oh, love and light, all the time. Like, that's not who I am. Like, I'm honestly, like, especially because of, like, certain things that happened to me through the years, I work really hard to be happy, and I work really hard on self-improvement, and it can be done because your life changes so dramatically. Abraham Hicks Esther Hicks, one of my favorite channelers, talks about like being in the vortex. When you are in the vortex, you feel unstoppable. So today I like dressed for the vortex. I did my hair for the vortex. I was like, I'm gonna come outside and like shoot underneath the tree because that felt energetically beautiful and energetically aligned. And I can see these fucking gorgeous sunflowers behind me, and they're just, the energy is just, ugh. So learn to feel that. And you learn to feel that by getting quiet and getting to know yourself and asking yourself the questions. What makes me happy? What makes my little heart tick? What stresses me out? What do I need to eliminate? Who do I need to eliminate? Or like cut my doses of, you know, a little bit. Another thing I've been practicing lately is not getting involved in the chaos. So, you know, girls like to gossip, especially like my friends, a lot of them. And again, there's nothing wrong with gossip. I love it. Let's not get it twisted. But lately I've been working on like raising my vibration so much. I actually don't want to get involved in like the chaos, gossip, and all that kind of stuff. So somebody will text me something, you know, this long, and it's like complaining and negative and and I'm like, okay, cool, or like, okay, sounds awesome, like whatever. And it's not that I'm trying to be rude or I'm trying to be a bitch. I'm just protecting my energy because I'm trying to stay out of the chaos right now. Because again, I'm not that like, oh, love and light. Like I wish I could be like Eckhart Tolle, but I have so much darkness that lives in me that like it's a conscious effort for me every day to like stay in the light, continue to work on your shadows, continue to live in your highest self. Like, don't go back into that dark energy because it's so easy for me to go back into. So I'm telling you this so that you can understand, like, coming from like a person that was not always like this, like it can be done. You can teach yourself, you can train yourself, and then your life will change for the better every single day, a little bit by a little bit. And this is not to take anything away from anybody who's having a hard time right now, but what if you're having a hard time right now so that when you come out of this cocoon, you can rise as a beautiful fucking butterfly, like that you would have never been able to be had you not gone through all this fucking darkness. So I have so for my readings and stuff, I had not had a deck of cards in the last few years that really, really, really resonated with me. So I haven't done a ton of readings lately. I've been doing quite a bit of energy work, and we've been, moving people's shadows and, adjusting the DNA and all that. But I also, this box is so cool. I also used to do a lot of readings. So this is the Starseed Oracle. It's by Rebecca Campbell with artwork by Danielle Noel. And it's the most beautiful deck I've ever seen in my life. Like, when I got it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing, like, beautiful deck. So I wanted to finish this with like just a little reading for the collective right now. Just kind of seeing where we're at, what we can focus on. Those of you that are watching this is going to be for you because they already know who's going to watch this. They already know who's going to see this video. So they're going to project that so that it resonates with you. Speaking of they, if I ever talk about they, I'm talking about my light team, my guides, my spirit helpers. I just don't know another. They like to be called the awakening team, actually. They're like, well, when you refer to us, like on Instagram or refer to us, like you can just say like the awakening team. Whatever. So they know what is going to come from this reading. So it's for you, and they know who's watching, like before, you even get on. So let's see collectively. When I do my readings, I only like to do like a week or two in advance. So we have like immediately goals. I am a Sun Capricorn, so I'm always goal setting. So let's just pull one or two and see what it says for the next week or two, like things to focus on, like things that we can, work on. All right. So the first one, these cards are so beautiful. It says, forge, don't follow. So right now is a time, and I'm just going to say it, the narrative is being fed to us like follow, 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 follow. Right now is the time to forge your own narrative, to create your own narrative. Caroline and I talked about last week, 3D versus the 5D. Choose your path right now. Choose the highest path. Choose your highest soul path. Ask to be shown that. Like, ask to be shown what I'm supposed to be doing in this time. And they said YouTube. Like, so ask to be shown. And of course, like, continuing back with like my things that I love, like modeling and, you know, being on television, whatever. So pave a new path. Be the leader that you wish you had. So, that one like gets me. So many of us did not have leaders growing up, or even leaders now that we needed, like the mentors and the things that we needed. Like, I had to seek these people out as an adult. So be the leader that you never had. Be the light that you never had. Be brave and like stand in your convictions and stand in the truth of your soul, but be kind. Don't do it in like oh, I'm right and you're wrong. Like, forge your own path, make your own way. Now is the time to break out of our barriers and become who we're supposed to be. So this is all about creating new paths. This is all about a reset. And the next one says, jump in, adventure, say yes to change. So the quickest way to shift energy, to change energy, is to go out and have fun. And also, again, with the solar plexus, don't think too much about it. Just do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. This YouTube channel and this video may suck too, but the first like 3 videos I put out, the audio sucked. The music's all crazy. I couldn't figure out like the editing because that's not my thing. I just like to show up as talent, but I'm teaching myself because we have to teach ourselves new ways so that we can move forward. So just jump in, do it. Like, your first few times may suck. You may not be very good, but you will feel that that is what you are supposed to be doing when you are on the path. So just don't think too hard about it. Go into that solar plexus energy, shine like a Care Bear, and become who you are supposed to be in this reset, in this great awakening, in this time of great change and great chaos. So I'm going to finish up there. If you guys like this video, please support me. Remember, I got to divinely manifest that RV. Please support me. Please share the video. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. All these things really, really matter, and I appreciate it from the depths of my heart. And I will see you in a few days. Remember, we do videos every Wednesday, and every Sunday they drop at 8 p.m. So I will see you soon. Bye.